Kappa Hawaiian FM 100.3, 99.1, and online at kapparadio.com. Our month of November talk story with AARP Hawaiʻi. Jackie Boland, the Outreach Director at AARP Hawaiʻi, is here because November is National Family Caregivers Month, and AARP Hawaiʻi and partners like the Alzheimer's Association have a planned virtual workshop, full month of support for our caregivers. Jackie, what can you tell us about what AARP Hawaiʻi is doing for our caregivers this month?
Well, thanks so much for asking. You know, this month is National Family Caregiver Month, and AARP is honoring Hawaii's 157,000 family caregivers by planning just a slew of events that are going to help them better care for themselves and better care for their loved ones. We know, for example, that family caregivers have to do a lot of medical tasks like administering medications, making meals, bathing, dressing, chores, and most of them are working full or part-time. So we want to make it as easy as possible for them to get good information. We've put 4 of our events on Saturday so that working caregivers can attend. And the first one, oh wait, I should back up and say, all 4 Saturdays in November at 9:30 a.m. So the first one is focusing on options for care. And it's such a rare opportunity, I think, for anybody who's planning for their own aging or caring for an older adult to get a great picture of sort of the different opportunities they can have for help. So whether it's at-home care, government services, daycare, assisted living, they're going to find out the whole big picture during that session. The second Saturday, we actually have a Hawaii Island girl who now lives in California, poet Frances Kakugawa. She's an award-winning author and caregiver, and she's going to tell her own personal story about how she used poetry and writing to kind of overcome the burden of caregiving. And she's also going to teach an optional writing workshop afterward. Later on, we'll be hearing from folks on legal issues, and we'll also have a caregiver to caregiver panel so that people can get practical advice from a group of their peers. So we've got a very big variety on those Saturdays. And then during the week, we're focusing a lot with the Alzheimer's Association on self-care, things like things you can do at home with your loved ones or physical activities you can do. So I really think there's a really good selection for people to choose from.
That's amazing. Now, what's the best takeaway that caregivers should learn from these webinars? Because like you said, being a caregiver, you don't know until you experience it.
You really don't. And I think the number one thing, if I could give people advice, would be take care of yourself. So often we see caregivers who end up needing care at the end of the time that they've been giving care. And the reason is because they put their own needs second so that they can focus on their loved one. But that doesn't work. So just like on an airplane, you've got to put your own oxygen mask on first. And, take care of yourself, take care of your health, get that, moment to meditate, whatever you need, just to make sure that you're going to be in the game for a long time and your own health doesn't suffer. And then second, you're not alone. There are 157,000 people in Hawaii who are also helping care for a loved one. So there's lots and lots of people going through the same thing that you're going through. And you should never take on caregiving as a single person's role. We recommend put a team together, and we can actually walk you through how to put a team together, but don't plan on doing everything yourself. That is a recipe for disaster. So as I mentioned earlier, many of the webinars do focus on self-care and refreshing yourself, and take advantage of it. And if you don't have time and you can't fit it in, go to YouTube and take advantage of some of the offerings on YouTube.
I love it. I love it. How can people find out more and register for these amazing webinars?
So the best way is to go to aarp.org/near-you and put in your zip code. If you do that, we have actually boosted all the caregiving events. You'll see everything on there. And then also we'll be broadcasting the Saturday ones live on Facebook. So if you're on social media, you can catch it on Facebook, or you can actually access the recording after the fact if you want to do it that way.
Awesome, Jackie. Any closing thoughts today?
Well, I do want to mention that AARP has a free caregiver resource center online. So in addition to these events that we're doing to celebrate family caregivers, people can go to aarp.org/caregiving, and they're going to find a bunch of tools on there to help. Everything from pre-recorded webinars, tips for various things related to caregiving, also online caregiver support groups, and we have a toll-free number on there where you can call and just talk to somebody about what you're going through. So that's a free resource for anybody. You do not have to be an AARP member to use our online caregiver resource center, and you do not have to be an AARP member to attend any of our caregiving webinars this November.
Awesome, Jackie. Thank you so much. And mahalo again to AARP Hawaiʻi for supporting our community.
Thank you. We'll see you online.